You know who we are.
The most dangerous morning show.
Put some respect on it.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We got a special guest on the line.
Hey.
Fifth, what up?
Everything's all good, man. Running around.
Well, first of all, how's Jeremiah doing? You broke the news that Jeremiah was in ICU for COVID. How is he doing?
He's doing a little better now because I speak to Saeed that's like right next, like in his camp. They don't have a lot of people coming in and out when it's a COVID related issue. Mm-hmm. They could potentially from enact in that way. You know what I'm saying? They did, but he was in intensive care and not responsive at one point, and that's when Saeed called and told me what was going on, and then that's why I said like right away. But I think what's his name was the producer dude,
Heatmaker.
Like he had said something about it, but more people saw it when I said it. Mm-hmm. And then, they felt like I broke it, but it was just me responding to it because I'm like, oh man, I hope you don't, because a lot of stuff, it hit a lot of people. Like I know some people who passed away from COVID, but they had other existing illnesses.
Right.
That it just really enhanced their joint and then knocked them off. And I'm like, I hate to see that happen. Like it would because we take losses, we haven't took it to our culture musically like that. Outside of Fred the Godson.
Fred the Godson.
Yeah. That's it. Like that was the only one. And he had asthma, bad asthma.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So like he would do that on stage, start playing around sometimes. Like you fall out on the stage, just as a part of his show at points. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like when that happened, I was like, oh shit, it's because I knew he had that pre-existing condition.
So Jeremiah had no pre-existing conditions?
No, like they thought it was a few different things before they figured out it was COVID, and they had him in there. They put that thing in his throat, like
the ventilator.
Yeah, like he was real on a ventilator. Like it's like real. What they say COVID is, I think we all experienced a version of it. Mm-hmm. Some sort of cold symptoms and things that made you feel like, whoa, let me stand out because this is real. Like in the very beginning, I went through that. Like I'm like, they're saying that, and I feel like I got a fever. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what? And then later I had so many COVID tests afterwards because you have to go through these clearances to be in the bubble on television shows that it was like rapid testing all the time for me. So I feel better about it. But I didn't take the what's the name test to see if I ever had
antibodies.
Antibody test
from the beginning, yeah.
How was really early on, and so that's why you haven't gotten it now because you think maybe way back when it first started.
Yeah. I think in that very beginning, because I did feel like I had the cold symptoms and stuff, and I was like, what? Like, oh no, I don't go out like from a head cold.
Right.
You go through all of this and go out from some
yeah.
Survive shootouts, all types of shit. You're like, God damn, I'm about to die, man.
Like this.
Plus, you're really healthy though, too. I would say if you had it, you would recover just because you are very, particular about your health.
Yeah. Like I try to stay in shape, and for more reasons than probably the average person does. Mm-hmm. Because it's a part of, your presentation is how people see you. You take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Buster got himself back in shape. You see that?
Well, you were making fun of Buster for a good year. That was probably part of the reason.
I helped him. I'm helping him in the shape. I would get some of them boys on them bikes. Every get on that bike ride for like 35, 36 miles. So I was like, God, look, I rode 10 miles. I came back looking at the bike different.
Is it hard to stay in shape the older you get, Fifth?
Hell yeah, man. And ain't nobody gonna tell you your body starts changing, just a little different. You know what I'm saying? And you go, it's man, like I get on the treadmill. Like, I used to run super fast on the treadmill. The first time, now I gotta ease into it now.
Same here. Knees be hurting like a motherfucker.
Yeah, you're like, where did this come from? My back is feeling different. My back has feelings now. Some days I wake up, that's just like, no, we're not doing that.
Now I told my wife that other day, I said, man, I gotta try something new because this old workout I've been doing with the weights and the treadmill, I gotta do something different, man.
I'm gonna get on the bike soon. I'm gonna send y'all both bikes. I'm telling you, that bike, it make your knees feel good, your back don't hurt, your feet don't hurt. The bike is good money.
I ain't gonna tell you, when you're in the good weather, a good area, he not lying. You know, and that bike is probably the best way to do it. And you
And
know
the
what?
hot yoga too. Some hot yoga is good because that'll help your back. If you have like, you know, any type of body aches, that hot yoga make you real flexible, and it's like a better than a massage.
I tried it one time, but I might not have been in the right place. Like 24/7, like the hot yoga, but I went to, like, it was a lot of things to take your mind off the yoga. Like it was like a lot of like hot girls in the joint at the same time. So I'm good. I put myself in the back. Like I was good because I was back there. But when you train differently, like if you train with weights and stuff like that, and like just different kinds of training, when they start moving fast, it's no joke, bro. Like it's not a joke. Like you start going, yo, oh look, I'm looking around like, is everybody else feeling like this? Because I'm getting winded and shit, and I'm sweating, the whole mat wet. I'm like, yo, look, this is not everybody. I know I got a better workout out of it than they did. They used to it, so their body, they didn't perspire the same or didn't have the same type of fatigue energy that I felt from doing it. But I came out of there feeling different about yoga.
You know, Flip, I thought about you this weekend, man, because I was looking at Jeezy and Gucci. I said, if Jeezy and Gucci can put their differences aside after all the smoke they had, then there's hope for you and Ja. Am I correct?
No. But look, I do love you though. Look, I do love you. And you know, whatever you say to me is fine. I don't care what they say not to say to me. Whatever you say to me is fine. It's just the way I feel about y'all, period. Like I watched the show. I've been a crazy fan of it. There was one point they asked you something, and it's about how you feel, Black Lives Matter or something like that. They asked you something, and you was like, I have no feeling about it. Like, no question about it. And I was a little bit disappointed only because I feel like you and Van Lathan are guys that, as far as the journalists, when they're talking and stuff like that, that's a journalist on the radio, you're not writing it, but it comes out and writing it regardless, right? Because it could cover the statements and the things that people say on the joint. When, like, at certain points that I said things to people that they go, ooh, like, I'm glad he was there to say that. You see what I'm saying? And it's just because, like, a lot of times when you don't posture yourself, like even the gangsters energy, it's a part of the culture. Like hip hop music is closest thing to street culture. So you're gonna see more casualties, you're gonna see more street things happen to artists connected to hip hop. Like look at this week. Crazy shootings in hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's because it's closer to that energy lives. Like the music lives with this is where it's coming from. So now it's starting to be a little more visible. Like I even have a television show. It's about 700 like unsolved murders in hip hop. More than any other genre of music. Like because guys they're not guys that you would all register. We wouldn't know 700 people that mattered to the culture at that point, but they were making an effort to be a part of the culture, making music and trying to set that up for their lives. You know what I'm saying? While when these things happen, you know, it just happens because of the lifestyle and the things that are going on around it. Like for some reason, hip hop loves things that are damaged, right? And people that are on that journey in a different way. And I don't want to me being a part of it. Like my damage particularly, I felt like I acquired information faster than a lot of the other guys, so I was able to sustain it. But at this point, coming in, like right now, the shift in music, if I came out now, I'd be a drill artist. Just the content of music, what I wrote, and Get Rich or Die Trying, that would be what you see in drill. Like, and a lot of the gang coaches surrounding that, I'm not from that. Because Queens is just not built like that. We come from money. So if we hustle, we gotta make it happen the whole time. That's been the motivation the whole way. You know, so when I see the stuff that they're getting into now, it's almost, remember the miseducation of Sonny Carson? It's almost back there. Like when history repeats itself, it's kind of going back to that. And then you see even before drugs is a big business, pimping is, you know, it was a bigger business prior to that. The image of prostitution, when you see a person that's run down, like that not so attractive woman, this prostitute, is not what pops into your mind when I say OnlyFans. But that's a new version of
Pimping.
of what they would get a person to do if you was gonna not how you could exploit the beauty of someone we didn't even know. Like a woman isn't.
This is great information. I don't know how we got here based off the question I asked you, but this is great
It's the art of the spin. It's the art of the spin. You know, I felt like we was gonna end up somewhere around. I felt like we end up somewhere around Trump. So I was.
So just start spinning early. Just start spinning. Now with
I didn't care about no Trump. I was just saying, like, you know, with Jeezy and Gucci putting their differences aside, do you think you could ever put your differences aside? Because I always said I understand why 50 has eternal beef with Murder Inc. They tried to, they fought, they shot, they stabbed. You know what I mean? I get it.
And it's not directly with them, or I'll be addressing them personally. See, they're punished by watching my success repeatedly. If you watch, they'll tell you that and that. My issues with Breanna. You see what I'm saying? He's from my neighborhood. He understands the difference. So he'll look at it and go, he's gonna do something. Like eventually, if you keep telling me not to do what I want to do, I'm gonna do something. Mm-hmm. So he's gonna go, and him knowing that, it makes him address it in that way. You don't have to address a rapper with killing him, with shooting him. Not, you know what I'm saying? 9 times. Rapper says something you don't like, you hit him over the head. You go, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna write a rap about it.
Mm-hmm. Now with so many movies, you got so much on TV right now. Now the BMF movie, when is that coming out? And one of the brothers, you bought him or you gave him a Rolls Royce. That's what I'm hearing. That's what the streets were saying.
Yep. See, they should see BMF. We're in the casting phases now. Mm-hmm. So they'll actually be hearing more about casting publicly, and we should start in January. The actual filming of BMF will be done, because we went through some changes with directors. We switched directors. Tasha Smith is currently going to direct the pilot for it, and we're going straight to series, so they'll see it just go rolling right in.
And how do you go so hard on T.I., going back and forth, and y'all doing a movie together, doing a show together? How does that work?
It's not with malice. It's just he just made a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Like when you say he's in a different place, because you see a statement. There's nothing wrong in the statement he made. You know what I'm saying about Atlanta being positive and productive and supportive of other people doing things. But in the climate, when things are happening and people, they just lost a loved one. They don't know none of that. They don't care nothing about none of what you're talking about. Like when you say don't bring your beef to Atlanta, that's like you don't usually schedule where it's going to happen.
Right.
Run into each other and things spin out of control. That's what you witnessed in that situation. It just went further than they anticipated. It would be a whole different scenario if that scenario took place and he survived that situation. It would have probably been strong focus on his work coming from there, and people watching to see what happens next from that, because of the kid's MO prior to that. Mm-hmm. Right? And then when it goes to that extreme of you got a casualty, a body out there, I think his family, his sister is who actually said something and said 50 get him. Why he talking to, how she's feeling about the loss of her brother at that point is why I responded. Mm-hmm. If the empathy involved and you seeing that, you go, damn, you ain't supposed to be saying nothing. That's you're supposed to be on quiet time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because they got a loss, and you go, don't say, oh, don't bring that to Atlanta. No, they moved to Atlanta. They bought property in Atlanta. The guys that are missing from New York City that aren't in jail are in Atlanta. It's cheaper to live there, and it's little New York City now. Culturally, it's thriving. So people gonna go out there. You're gonna have people from all over the place in Atlanta. That's really not Atlanta. Atlanta's not Atlanta anymore. Mm-hmm. Atlanta's mixed up. It's diverse now. You know, so when you say don't come here with it, and don't say that that's not what it's about, because you just had a casualty. This just happened. You know what I'm saying? We know what that was. And then you're going, of course you didn't put the name in it. You want to backpedal out of it because you realize that wasn't the right thing to say. And who is I'm not the fun police. I'm just saying, damn, why you said the timing is bad for you to say that. Like, you know, and when I see the kids, they move a little different. I mean, like I watch with the little gang shit, they'll make fun of the casualty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like smoking the ops pack or whatever, smoking the pack.
And I'm like, yo, okay.
Them little niggas different.
Right, because somebody's hurting at the point that you're saying that. So this promotes more.
Right.
More of what you're looking at, because they hurting. What do you do? Like, if you don't even know how to, in the early stages, I didn't even know how to process my feelings. So I'm going, you hurt my feeling and I'm uncomfortable because I'm hurt. And then I get angry because anger is the most comfortable feeling. I know how to do that part.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to hurt somebody.
Right. And then you still didn't fix how you felt or deal with what you was going through. You just switched it. You shifted to anxieties of, do they know what I just did? Because you just did something in response to how you felt. And it's a lot of people, they're growing. Like, I look at them and go, oh, okay. When I get really excited about the artist, I see some of myself in them. You know, like with Pop Smoke, that's why I participated with it. Like, other people, you know, if you heard somebody that sound faintly similar to you, we didn't like it because we was like, oh, he biting his style. Mm-hmm. When I hear him sound like that, I go, yo, I want to meet him. When I meet him, I go, he's talking to me, his speaking voice is like mine. Like, if it answered the phone, you go, yo, what's up, Phil? If you was calling with intentions to speak to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, nah, he just, and it was like that one interaction was so, it was so odd because I'm looking at him going, I'm not understanding what's going on with him. He kept playing with his phone.
Ooh, Pop Smoke?
Yeah.
Pop Smoke, yeah.
Okay.
I got up and went around the table and looked. He was typing what I was saying. Like, to him like he was 21 years old. Like, his entire life, I've been hot. So you look up and you say, if you got passion for music and music coaches in front of you that way, and I'm there the entire time, like, you go, no, he's modeling himself after me. And I'm going, why would I be standing in the way of that? I'm gonna embrace that immediately and help it as much as I can. And say, yo, you wanna do this? Like what you see me doing? Or you wanna do that? Because this is how I'm moving them away from so much woo. You know what I'm saying? Because he go, you wanna win, you gotta do this like this. If you do too much of this, you going to jail. Like, you know how many times I just missed it?
Yeah, but you did a lot of shit early on, Fifth.
Yeah. That's the blessings of it being that time period. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna get away with as much of that now.
Which is crazy, because it seemed to me like it was more killers back then.
Yeah.
But no social media.
More stuff going on. Less gossip and talk about things. Like, people tell. Like, I seen the shooter on the Quando Rondo camp thing, like that situation, circulating with a red on it online.
Because everybody has cameras on their phone. So, and if you do something and people are around.
Increased it, circled it, and then showed from a music video earlier that day, the kid wearing the same clothes. Like, I saw this online, so I was like, God damn, what the police got to do? Yeah, they did the investigation.
Yeah.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, oh, shoot, like, damn. So it was already there. Like, they pretty much, because, and this again would be somebody that's passionate for the other side.
Right. And
just put that out there. They didn't tell, but they told me who did it. Later, the same kid is arrested. So I'm sure the law enforcement came across it like, just like it came through my phone and said, look, they helped us out here. We got this one. Well, we should look here just to see if this is accurate.
So Fifth, when is the right time and what is the right advice to offer these young men in regards to how they choose to handle their beef?
Look, I don't think that if you tell them to move away from what they're doing, they got to learn. Some of them got to bump their head. You know, they got to tell them, don't touch the stove. They're still going to burn themselves. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them, you're not going to just do it in one communication. They got to look at you, respect you in different ways. I'm not telling them stop doing what you're doing. I'm not telling them none of those things. Because if I'm not, the next record, the next thing that I write on may have those tones in it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And then you're going, because conceptually, this is what the artist came up with. I'm featuring with them on the record. We come together, we do something creatively. I tap into where we're at, the thinking on the record. You know what I'm saying? So if you said you make a strong stance in any position, it limits your ability to participate within the culture, because it says you're this kind of guy. Then look, Charlamagne, you said we had a place that was carved out for the smart guys in hip hop. We called it conscious. Conscious artists. Those guys now don't have the same category, but it's Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. It's these guys. These guys, I see them. That is Talib Kweli, Common Sense, is Mos Def, is all of these guys that were there and participating within the culture and had strong street ties. Mos Def, more gangster than the rest. You see what I'm saying? Like they come from out in the middle of Brooklyn. So it's a choice to write and do things to reflect your personal character. Like these kids, look, what's hot to them? These records play more than the other records. They be saying, I'm from 64, not from 63rd. That's gang culture. You talking about somebody is on 63rd feeling like all my friends, all my people that from down here is dead, is on some real beef that they got going on, but people are chanting it. They just like the song. They don't know nobody from 63rd to really have the issues, but it grows with it. Like you go, it's funny. Ice Cube's son, O'Shea. I worked with him on Dinner Thieves, and he was like, "Yo," I was like, "When we was rocking with Ja Rule," he said, 50 came. 50 said, "Man, fuck Ja Rule." He said, I was like, "For real?" He said, "All right, fuck Ja Rule." He said he went right there. What he said, we was liking it. And then that shit came, and I was like, "Oh shit, we can't be listening to this
for no reason." Think about that. That's ill, because it's not like Ja's quality of music changed.
Yeah, it's just it's not that. Look. It's when you portray something or you convey energy, right? One thing, and they were saying we the murderers. That is, until you have casualties, when does that become real? You see what I'm saying? And culture, and at that point, you got death row, you got things that were so tested and proven out there, like that you would be looking like, you got Rap a lot, Jay Prince and them crew out there. So you got things that were authentic. So these guys were going to find things to make that feel real. After you did the label, gave it the name, you pulled closer association to things that made that feel real. And then as soon as that's gone, where'd the murdering go?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? It was true.
It could be the ink now.
Right. It was different. It shifted. And the public, you can't get that over on them. How long you gonna get over with that? Like there's doubt in every person when they say something about, oh, I'm like this, I'm like that, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, all right. Tough is not something that you say. It's a lifestyle, right? So when a guy says he's tough, he gotta live a tough life now. Right? So you gotta do tough things. You're gonna go to jail, you're gonna be around other tough guys to define whether you're tough. And it's just gonna be a tough time the whole way if you're consistent with being tough.
But that happens for everybody too, though, right? I mean, Fifth, you had to make the adjustment at some point. At some point, it's like, Fifth, we know you're not out there shooting people no more.
No, it's new information. What we're talking about is when you start to get new information and you figure out what you actually have to. Like, you're going, I think, look at, nobody registers him that way, but look at the Troy Ave situation. This is a guy sees someone he had issues with, he's talking about him on the podcast. You're like, what? You see him, you want to address it. He stepped to the person he had to beef with. But he's not registering that this guy's posture is not changing by them coming in the room with 10 people. It's because he got it on him.
Allegedly.
Right? Yeah, allegedly you press it. Right. Allegedly that hammer go off. Allegedly everybody scatters. You know what I'm saying? But then in Troy's case, he fight him until he actually get the thing out of his hand and then run out behind him. Where you go, oh, technically you look at it and say, well, that was some real tough guy shit. You see the guy you had a problem with, you stepped to him, he pulled him out, shot, pow. You fought with them till you took it from them and ran behind them firing it. It is tough. That is tough shit. But you go, the part that is not tough is everything that happens after. It's how you handle dealing with everything after. When you talk to them and talk about, I had the Mozzie and the backfire and power, and it starts to feel so, it feels like you're listening to a movie.
Right.
And then people don't buy into it because they're looking at it going, no, something ain't right with that. You know what I'm saying? And you're going, I look at those situations, but just overall, and I don't even want to use them as examples because they think it personal and their feelings for no reason, right? But it is, it's when you look at what it is, like the scenarios, you go, damn, I'm taking the people out of it, so it's not personal a lot. When they get into these type of situations, man, I go, damn, what do you do when that happens, right? If you go, it's a tough spot to be in, regardless. But then you see, you start thinking, why I had to do everything. So the whole crew fall out around him because y'all didn't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the right time for those things to happen, but everybody falls out from around him. So it's for him to bear the weight of it on his own. And you're gonna see some things that's not so tough happen in the future.
Is that why you trimmed down a lot of your crew, Phil?
Yeah, you know, I go, initially I have an army of people around, right? And we're going, it's because you want to take everybody with you. You want to have the experience. Like, why I bought my Texas house, it's 55,000 square feet. You have 18 bedrooms, you're still gonna sleep on one bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so everybody can come and it's all good. Then after a while, you'd be like, this party been going on for 5 years. You know, the 5-year party. Look, if I had a big, like I always tell him, he has a life. He picked the right name because his life is to envy.
Mhm.
It's something to look at, to be envious of, with his relationship with his wife. They've been friends forever, that long to sustain it, right? And the kids and everything that's there, if you look at it and you go, damn, this thing, he know how to live. I didn't even buy Birkin bags till I seen one. I said, let me see. I'm gonna get the girl's bag. What he said, when I went ready, call, if you give me his connect over there. I'm gonna go back.
I see you bought Cuban Link, some Birkins, some Marshall specials, some real Birkins, a whole bunch of things.
Andre, you're my sister humor. I'm gonna make sure I give her the cheap one in there and see if she accepts it the same way, or I might take the other one back.
I can't believe that's the first Birkin you ever bought.
No, I did that. He made me go do that again. I just saw him. He'll tell you that it influenced me that time. Because he came out the class, I said, let me see. Oh, that's just fine. But then lifestyle, you look, some people just got good taste. They know how to do things. Right? It doesn't matter how much money the person got, it's what they're doing in that time period. You look and you go, wait, so you can make good choices the way you decide to decorate your home. It could be a person look and go, what? Because it is choices to begin with. Like the space, once you got the space, is what you do with it to make it feel like your home. You know what I mean? Like, and some people have a smaller space, but it's so nice that you like, that's where I should be. I should be living in a space that is actually living space, that I'm using everything that's in it. And instead of having a big ass estate, I look at a big estate, I'm going, who will cut the grass?
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of expenses all the time.
6 people as a staff around the house, and you're going for what? I don't need to, I needed to feel that. So some people, if they haven't done it, they may still need to do that. But there's gonna be a point that they get over it and they just like, I need this kind of space.
I think during this pandemic, it also made you realize a lot about things that aren't necessary. I know we have a lot of luxuries, but it did make me feel like, why do I buy all these clothes or what? Because I don't need them.
We're not going out like we was.
Right.
So you're going, all these clothes, got all this stuff laying around, you're going, I want a sweatsuit. Why? It's comfortable in the house, and you're walking around, you're going, well, I'm getting dressed for. We ain't going out, we ain't going nowhere. You know, like half of the suit you wore, they only saw the jacket and the top. You know, because you was on the Zoom. So it's a safe assessment. What I learned from COVID was that I don't have to be in the same space to work with everybody that I have, because I go in the office, we still keep the office and everything, but there's like you can document what's got done from everyone week per week and know that you're still progressing at the pace that you were when you sit next to the person that was getting work done because you're accomplishing things. You can still see the progress. So
you know what? I saw that Whack 100 was saying he wanted you and Game to do a versus. Did they reach out to you? And is that even a potential?
I haven't even heard from them about that. What's the name? I remember T.I. I heard like when he was talking about it, but I didn't hear anything from Game.
Would you do a versus or not?
I don't know. Like I don't know what is it for. I thought it was when we were stuck in the house. I'm saying, like, soon we come outside, I'm like, what are we doing that for? Like, it's back outside, y'all. Vaccine. I'm just trying to let everybody go first. Make sure everything's all right. Let them go first.
But you are doing a show about you and Game, right? And your whole situation.
It's a good, you know what it is? I use the actual court documents. The filing from the court documents a representation of Jimmy Hitchman and Nick Cruz's participation of it. And the other side of it, they got the information from my side. So they built they'll get a chance to see it play out. Like you can tell you a story, and it's a different thing from scripted version of it. You can just watch it.
Now, For Life is back this week.
Yeah, For Life comes back. I'm excited about that because, it's the fastest show back after COVID. It did so well. Like, it felt like the stars was lining up. It was so on tone and pace for what was going on at that time. Like, you see so many images of law enforcement misconduct during, because the COVID kept us in the crib. The other form of entertainment would be through your telephone device and online stuff. And those images, technology changes, so we see it more often. Like, you live it in the neighborhood, like that energy is there. But when you see it rapidly coming through in different clips and things that's going on, from George Floyd to Breanna Taylor, all of this different stuff happened one time, you're going, damn, it's a lot. Through your phone, and when that's happening, and then Isaac being wrongfully convicted, and serving at so much time, like he did 9 years. The first season was representation of 9 years of his life. The second season, they'll see him come home, and imagine re-entering society following war, when they were at war for us over there, but we were not at war. So when you come home and everybody's been living like every day is a new day, regular, and following 9 years of you being convicted for something wrongfully, how do you adjust coming home? When your best friend was the only place that your woman was comfortable leaning her head, so he developed a relationship there that over time, when the percentage of people that come home is so low that she almost would feel like you're losing your mind for being sure that you're coming home, and then you come home. So it's so much complex stuff in the relationships that were going on. And then his daughter too in the show, she's like, it never breaks. Like that, something about the female child and the dad, that love is so intense at points. Maybe it's because the first example of love is watching the relationship with the mom and the dad. Sometimes they're not even together and it's that intense. Like you can't even do nothing. She's just gonna love him, period. And the person that she loves after will have some of his qualities. Like it'll be just that thing in the female child, but she was supportive of him the entire time. So you get a chance to see it through the show.
And say daughters take care of you forever. You know what I wanted to ask you about, Fifth? A lot of rappers been using mini men lately.
Yeah.
21 Savage, Pop Smoke. How do you pick and choose which records you want to clip?
You know what? When I heard the records, it was a hit record. Both of them. When 21 Savage did that, I was like, yo, I listened. I felt like his record was a hit that he didn't need to play the part at the end. But creatively, it was setting the tone for him. Like, you know what I mean? Like why he put the things that he put in the front. And I think it resonates stronger, that record, because they feel the way I felt at that point. It was a war chant at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he did address, he addressed some issues, like even with Jeezy on that record. And then when you deal with an artist that was established ahead of you, they always feel like it's bigger than it actually is, because their audience is, they don't realize, but their audience is moving. They're growing with you. You know what I mean? So they're having more responsibilities. Even if they're having so much fun, they're having kids and bills and shit they got to pay, different things they got to do. They're not partying as much as they was partying when your record was a hit at its core. You know what I'm saying? And now this is why I feel like film and television is a great space, because it's not a new audience, it's the same audience that adjusted to me in 2003. They just, Monday through Friday, they had to work, the masses. Saturday is a good time to go out. That's why I moved from Saturdays to Sundays, even though it was bigger competition. And Sunday's a good time to kick back and watch TV. I think it's a TV night when it's not COVID, you know?
Yeah. Would you ever clear a record for one of Irv Gotti's artists?
Hell no. They don't need to be hearing my voice. They're gonna say the wrong thing anyway. See, they don't even want people listening to my records. Look, his girlfriend, you gotta imagine he's telling his girlfriend, oh no, don't. I don't want you listening to that. Like, you know, it's different. You would think that I hate them with the passion that they dislike me with, because they're going through the continuous ass whooping of my success. You see what I'm saying? When people tell you the best way to get a person back is to do good, that's not a lie.
Word.
That's not a lie, man. Because they got to sit there and watch you. And, you know, like even when people say things about me, like my son's mom was upset with me all the time. Like, that's so old. Like, we haven't been in a relationship for 20 years, 18 years, right? So when you say it now, I'm like, I'm sure I could do what I'm doing longer than you could do what you're doing. Because you're upset and I'm not. I'm enjoying myself, right? Still running around doing that thing. I believe your energy provides the ability for you to be productive. If you're not in a good space, you can't make the next thing happen, right? You know, and that's the way, look, a lot of times I don't really get affected by how people feel about me. If I cared enough about it, I would be crazy already. Mm-hmm. Consistently, like you look, now, particularly you guys, I feel more comfortable having this conversation with y'all because of what this show is, what it is. Now, I come to y'all to talk about them offering me $1 million to go to Trump's inauguration, right? I passed them $1 million.
But they offered $1 million and you said nah.
500,000 and it went up to $1 million while I was still confused with whether I should do it.
Right.
Why were you confused? Just because of the money?
Oh wait, no. He was needing it for the same reasons you see now that he participated with different artists and shit like that, like for the black vote. Like he was looking at like,
right.
You know, and I'm going like, nah, I ain't gonna put myself in that position because I don't know what I got to do to recover from it, right? Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, and I'm looking, going, nah, I'll pass. I'm cool. And you see later when you see, I'm watching the news and they go CNBC, across CNBC, Biden's tax plan, and it's at 62%. I go, oh, yo, we missed that part. They never talked about that part in the debates. See, it's because COVID is such an issue that it overshadowed everything else in those plans. This is why the following day, my Instagram post is on the cover, puts me on the cover of the newspaper. Right? Because if it's not on topic, that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna be on the cover of the newspaper. And people go, oh, well, why don't you say this, say this? I get all these phone calls about it because I know you don't feel like that. Why you don't say this? And I'm like, why do you care to fix it? See, if you can't be used, you're useless. Just don't use me till I get a chance to use me or until I'm all used up. If they're deciding to take that post and make it the cover of the newspaper, okay. So it doesn't change my intentions or what I would actually do.
Did Chelsea Handler really call you?
So Wayne definitely got a check then.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But easily, you got paid. He had the sweater and the picture at the.
Nah, I knew that.
Did you really speak to Chelsea Handler? Did y'all really have a conversation?
Yeah, we talk. What's the name? But Chelsea, you can see it in her communication. Our personality is it's fun.
Right.
Everything she does is like, it feels like it's almost like a distorted viewpoint on things. So it's like you look and you go, comedic. If there's no truth to what they're saying, then there's nothing to laugh at.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just how they deliver it that makes it funny. Or, you know, and she's cool. She's one of the coolest people I interacted with.
Have you cashed in yet, though? She made you an offer. Have you cashed in?
And then she started talking about homo, like he's some kind of hunk or something. It's like, what's wrong with him?
And fifth, how we know you didn't get paid to tweet that about Biden's tax plan, though?
I mean, I didn't get paid for that. I didn't do that. You know, like that was name. When I did just put it up, it was, how did I know that they were going to put it on the cover of the newspaper?
Right.
I didn't know that.
You have said before, though, that Trump has some qualities that you feel like you possess also.
Yeah. The ability to believe in yourself. Like, he's a little, now, I think most successful people are a little crazy. They have to be. You develop passion in the area that you're in, and you got to believe it. Look at the money you put into real estate. Mm-hmm. How much money you put into it. You develop a comfort with it when there's not 100% comfort like there. Like there's things that can go wrong, right? Like we went into a recession where people's real estate was worth half of what it was worth, and they were all underwater. And we can go in that direction without any area feeling like that's an issue. What? And being able to suppress that when it's happened in the past would just say that in order to actually make it, that would be blocking you if you were thinking about that, you know, that time period. So when a person just goes and just does it, and you be like, damn, how much? And you start really winning. It's the only thing that separates us is passion, right? There's no such thing. You got a lot of people that are on radio show. You got more people on podcasts and blog posts all over the place, and then they still want to hear your voice in 36 markets. Right. It says it's stronger. It says it's better than a lot of the stuff that's there. Now, to each his own, people will argue and say, oh no, my man is really smart, or he's really cool, or understands the culture enough to be good representation of it, right? And it would not be something that you hear ringing off in 36 shows. You know how many people listen to your show? I listen to it because it puts me up on what's going on, and it's being said in a way that I can completely grasp what it is. Like what is
we in 100+ markets, Fifth. Just want to throw that out there.
30, over 100.
Yeah,
who's counting?
Who's counting? Yeah.
100+, something like that?
Yeah, 100+ markets.
36 when I was doing the math, but last time. What else talking about?
Let me ask you a question before we get out of here, because I know you got to go. Do you ever regret anything you have said or done to anybody?
You know what? I don't apologize enough, right? Like if I say something, a lot of times my intentions are with the malice, but I don't talk to them like, because I don't really, like I go, when I don't, like when each person's personal perception of you is their reality of you. When you're in a public space, a person can look at him and say, no, I don't like that. Like you see the social media, you know, I never liked them anyway. And I'm going, cool, then you never fucking mattered. Right? You never mattered, period, because you never liked me anyway. You never fucking mattered. And why would I care about what you think if you have nothing to do with the success that I'm having in my life? You know,
is it ever easy to come tell you sorry? Are you forgiving at all? Like if somebody says sorry?
If they haven't gone over my mark, I'm a Cancer, right? There's certain things that they do, and I can hold on to things better than other people can, to be honest with you. Like sometimes things get older, these people don't get older. Like I still look at them when you said what you said about me, like I'm looking going, okay. And it might have been how you felt at the moment and it passed. And I look at them and I'm going, yeah, like what? Like, I don't know why you felt that way. So I can't look and I go, okay, well, maybe this person is just not somebody that I'm supposed to have a relationship with. Like a lot of people, like they have to be significant to you for them to matter. I understand that. If they're just out there It's just what is their like each person's personal like, their opinion. You know, okay, you don't care, and you really don't matter in my world, my universe, because you're saying you never liked me.
Right.
If you never liked me, then why would you matter?
Right.
That means they survived me. The entertainment while I was entertaining and other people were appreciating what I was doing, they were there and seeing it while not feeling so good about it the entire time. You know,
Life comes on this Wednesday, 10 to 11 on ABC. And
December 6th, don't forget Power Book 2, because that is my show. That's
right.
awesome. I was disappointed when it ended. I was like, wait a minute, what just happened? But it's back on December 6th, right?
6, yeah. Be back in action with that. You get a chance to see Mary and Meth do their thing.
There you go. Well, we appreciate you for checking in, Fifth.
Big King.